Hello. I'm currently eating an ice cream, so I'm muting while I'm doing so you don't hear sounds, mouth sounds. The main things that would be useful in PuzzLisp, PuzzleScript doesn't have, would be some way to avoid having to write every rule. Like if you could template, if trunc_dir was just an object, and the up part of it was a parameter of that object, and that you could say, oh, well, if the value of some variable is up, right, down, or left, then insert that there and into that parameter of trunc_dir, and then everything would be way better. That's what I do. Also, just be able to attach arbitrary parameters to objects would be really useful. Also, from the perspective of like, you want to count something, you could like have an integer parameter and just increment it or something. I just went for a walk and it's quite a warm day, and it's quite a steep hill on the walk, so rewarding myself with an ice cream. Appetit. Bon appetit. Yeah, just without the E at the end. I guess bon appetite is like switching between French and English. If you want to see a photo I took on my walk, I'll show you what it's like. It's such a good walk. If it uploads from my phone. Upload, please, now, go. Okay. Okay, this is the view from my walk. This is Edinburgh. That's where the Queen lives, if she's in Edinburgh. The palace. That building up there is Edinburgh Castle. That's Carlton Hill. My work is over here somewhere, although it was, not anymore. The water there is called the Firth of Forth. Fun name. Yeah, it's nice. Nice view. And this is like, to get to this spot, it's like a 15-minute walk from here. Nice. Maybe 15, 20 minutes, yeah. Anyway, pretty cool. Okay, I'm done eating my ice cream. It is time to do stuff. Timer, go. So, latest thing I added was the ability for this to retract back again. Because I think all the drawing movement is like sorted. It just retracts in. Yeah, the retracting trunk will pull stuff. That's the next thing I'm going to do, basically. So that blue X is suggesting that the trunk is stuck to the object. So the blue X represents it's stuck there. Just for now, that's the way I'm representing it. I need to make it get removed as well. So those things that can move around, like the rigid bodies, I think are going to be like, oh, I guess that probably just broke because of the X. I don't need to worry about that. Let's just double check. Yeah, they just broke because of the X, that's fine. So when it rotates, well, I've decided for both consistency and simplicity of implementing the rules reasons. So if you do something like this, like that, Well, okay. So now if I pulled, it wouldn't pull at all because this trunk would be blocking the thing. Oh, there's going to be some weird behavior. Anyway, we'll get to that later. If I pulled now, what would happen is that this block would shift over 2 spaces to here. So the block would be here, here, here. And then the end of the trunk would still be sticking that way. And then it's going to shift upwards, but the end of the trunk will still be facing that way. So the block will be here, here, here. It'll shift up 1 space. So the end of the trunk will always face the same direction. So there's not going to be rotations as it turns. The end of the trunk will always face the same direction. And it will just keep pulling the thing until the block can't do a move, and then it'll stop. And then it'll pull the elephant. Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. And one thing I realized that I hadn't even thought about before I did it was this move, which is quite interesting. I can like displace the object that I'm stuck to, which is probably quite sensible. Or maybe the trunk should go with it. I'm not sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the trajectory, but offset by 1. Weirdly, so this will follow a trajectory offset by 1 from there until it can't move anymore. Yes. Okay. All right, so next thing is then to actually do the pulling of the objects, I guess. Is that what I have in my list as well? I think I only have one left. Well, okay, that's just general retracting. Okay. So the slightly confusing thing is that when it's not stuck to an object, you'll see that the end of the trunk, the nostril, does rotate as it turns. So, I think I'm only going to make it do that when it's free and like it's not connected to a thing. Otherwise, it's going to stay facing the same direction. Yes, exactly. But when it continues retracting, it's not going to disconnect. It's going to pull the elephant towards the object. In theory, that could then unblock the object, so then the object could start moving again. So you could have a weird thing where the object pulls for a bit, then the elephant gets pulled for a bit, and then the object gets pulled for a bit, and then the elephant could keep alternating between the two. I don't know if that'll actually be useful for a puzzle, that's the problem. Like, I have an interesting movement system, but will there be... Oh, that's a problem. That's just because of that X. That X is screwing things up. Okay. Alright, so... When I stick... If I'm stuck to a thing, I need to then move that object. However, I need that object to move with full rigid body movement. Fortunately, the rigid body movement is immediately after this, so we're already in a good position there. Yeah, I don't have a title idea yet. Trunk tract treaties. Okay. So again, the rigid body movement here is here. So basically what I want to happen is I want the nostrils to pull on this. So what I could do is just, well, so, but I want it to happen within the rigid thing, so it gets cancelled if the rigid thing can't move. That would be best. That would be best. So, guess the best thing I could do is leave behind the thing that says pull. At this point, I've already moved the nostril. So here I'm saying, do I have a nostril? I'm not even thinking about what the nostril is attached to at this point. So I have a thing that is a marker whether it's attached or not. That's the blue cross. So can I not just use that? I guess I can. Should the retracting occur anyways, even if the object can't move? The retracting will continue anyways, yeah. But it won't unstick from the object. It just pulls from the other side. You'll see. You'll see. Okay, so at this point I'm doing stationary nostrils against, and we're retracting, and drug up. This is going in the up direction, so this is just moving the nostrils up a space, right? The one that's happening here is this one. No, this one, left. We're moving to the left. So we want to leave behind on the... Yeah, that's a good idea. So on the attachment thing, we could leave behind a... Well, there might not be an attachment. I need to think about that. Okay, so that's actually easy enough. I can do this. I can do... If there is a nostrils next to an marker attached, move, or action nostrils, in fact. Keep the action nostrils and move the marker attached towards the nostrils. So in theory, that should make the blue cross follow the... Well, in that case, there is no blue cross, but that's good. It's good to test that. Yes. Okay. And if I do a complex pattern... Yeah, cool. So then I'm going to have the movement from that transfer to the object it's attached to. How am I going to know which direction it's attached in? Because that's not necessarily the same direction it's moving. Okay, so guess I could leave a marker behind. Although the nostrils already know which way they're attached. Why don't I move the nostrils after doing the rigid body movement? Does that work? Yeah, how does it affect things if I just pick up this bit and put it here? Probably a mistake. Let's see what happens. That bit was fine. That bit's not, but maybe that's a bug anyway. Hold on. Back where it was. What did I just do? Connected to the ground. I don't know what I did. Ah, yeah, that's a bug anyway. Why is that happening? Whoa, and then it disconnects. Okay, let's mark that down as a bug. So, a bug. First shoot to the right. It's something to do with where the attachment was, I think, but it never attached. whatever. First shoot to the right and retract. Then, I mean, maybe it's as simple as just oh yeah, okay. First shoot to the right, retract, then go and stand where the nostrils were. Okay, there's a bug. But that bug is not related to me moving the retraction down. Why am I moving the retraction down? I shouldn't do this, should I? I want to only move the... I sort of want to leave the nostrils where they are. And then only move the nostrils later. Why don't I move the nostrils with actual movement instead of what I'm currently doing? That could be sensible. Just use movement. Does that work? Okay, so I guess I wouldn't need to do any directional stuff, maybe. No, I still need directional stuff. Do I? Yes. I don't think I've ever actually lost any work using puzzle scripts, but I have been copying it, but only occasionally. Copied it a little bit earlier. What was I about to do? Oh yeah, remove this. Okay. So can I make this a single? Oh no, because I need to check that. Do I need? I don't actually need to check that. Let's do this, and then just do movement. So nostrils. Oh, but I'm using the action as a thing, which is itself kind of hacky. But why don't I just leave behind a thing? Marker saying which direction things have gone. Yeah. Maybe. Oh, what if I do... Well, the problem is I need all this to cancel as well if the thing can't move. Oh no, okay, this is more complicated. More complicated. So right, I need all of this to cancel. That's going to change things massively. I need all of this stuff to cancel if the rigid bodiness can't move. Oh no. So I can't do the moving until after the rigid bodiness. That's right. Okay. That's the way I'll do it. I'll do rules about figuring out which way I want to move, then do the rigid bodiness and try and move the rigid bodies, and then move the nostrils afterwards. That sounds good. So let's change all this. So that is just saying nostrils are retracting. So we need to do some stuff. Figure out which way the nostrils should be moving, if they can. Oh. Okay. Should try to move. Which is just a case of what's on that tile. Okay, so if we have a stationary nostrils with a marker retracting, with the trunk door up, I could just put the motion on the marker retracting or something, right? Yeah? Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so trunk door up. Why do I have the trunk as well? Oh, because I'm removing it, so I don't actually need that here. Okay. So, do I need an action at this point? No, not at this point. I'd need that to be stationary as well. And that not to be. Nostrils stationary, blah, 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 blah. Nostrils stationary, marker retracting. Trunk door. No, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave everything untouched. I'm just simply going to put movement on marker retracting. That's all I'm going to do. I guess I could do it on the nostrils as well. Either or both. Let's do it on the retracting since it feels nice. And the nostrils aren't going to actually move. So that another 3 times. So right. I mean, I think it would be cool if you could use any number of action buttons. If you could just say, well, if the user presses this, then they get to do that. But then there's the perspective of, because I'm using action not at all to do with actually pressing the button. I'm just using it as a way to like label an object in a certain way. In that perspective, I'd rather just have the ability to assign properties to an object, but then I wouldn't have to use action in this weird way. Okay. That's all stationary. Blah, blah, blah. So I just need to change all these. The right. Right. Not actually moving anything yet. I'm just leaving a movement on the marker retracting to say that is the way we want to go if we are able to. Down. Yeah, this is definitely a good way of doing it. Down. Left. 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 So that's figuring out which way it's going to move. So then this stuff is going to move to afterwards. I love how many different phases there are of stuff. Retraction, phase 1. So then after rigid crate movement, there's going to be retraction phase 2, because we can't actually do the retraction until we've figured out if stuff can move. Phase 2. So the situation now is, can we move or not? So, stationary nostrils, marker retracting. So there's two cases. There's the case where we're not actually stuck to anything. Where's the bit where I move the stuck marker? What did I do with that? Attach, marker attached. There. Right. So I guess what I could do first is just figure out if I should be moving and then do the moving. Okay. Should the nostrils still be moving? Just going to need, yet again, 4 rules. And what's the length of this now? Ooh, 454 lines. Well, no. 256. 200 lines of rules. It's not bad. Should the nostrils still be moving? So it's just a case of we just look at the nostrils and their moving marker retracting, and then look at the thing next to them. So if we have stationary nostrils, don't care about that. We have nostrils with a marker retracting, and the marker retracting is going backwards, and there is a marker attached, and in the next cell there is a dynamic, a stationary dynamic. Then we change to this. We remove the motion from the marker retracting. Then we do that in each direction. Oh, that's. Oh, I love a good rule that works in all directions at once. Nice. Okay, so if I've removed that, then this shouldn't happen anymore. This will happen because it's just looking for. So I just need a moving. Is this so up in this direction? Is the so it's just if there's a marker retracting going in the same direction. Yep. Yep. Good. And I remove the movement from it when I move it. Okay. Marker attach gets moved with it, I guess. How does that there? Well, that bit works. So I'm not expecting it to actually pull the thing. In fact, it doesn't pull it at all. Is that for a bad reason or a good reason? Hold on. So what have I done so far? I've just made it figure out if it should be moving. It should be moving. So in theory, we should unstick. Yeah, let's follow the rules. 267. Okay, we switch back to not drawing. 287. Retraction phase 1. If we are not drawing and there are trunk nostrils in the world, we should retract that trunk. Okay, so we put a marker retracting on the nostrils. 293. Figure out which way we should try and move. Left. Correct. There's a trunk to the left. Try and move that way. 306. Oh, so it's cancelling the movement, even though. Oh, right, because I haven't actually applied the motion. Okay, so let's apply the motion. So there's going to be a new rule in here, which is going to be rigid as well. It's going to say if we have a marker retracting adjacent to a dynamic, then not just marker retracting, but also marker attached. Should we throw the nostrils in there as well? Might as well, since they have to be there. So if that's not happening, it's broken. And then we keep the nostrils. We keep the marker retracting, going the same direction. Keep the attached, and we just move the dynamic in the same direction. We're pulling. Ta-da! Look, it works. It pulls it. It's definitely not going to work in all directions. Let me try something like I do this. Put these together here. And then it can't pull. So if I do this and pull. Hey! I love it, it's so exciting. Oop. That's so fun. Okay, what currently happens if I do a weird path? So currently it does the thing where it detaches. That's pretty funny. I don't want it to do that. That's not fun. It just means you can pull it in one direction only, then it disconnects. And I mentioned this in the earlier stream. It would be inconsistent with the stickiness of the nostrils. It'd have inconsistent nostril stickiness. There's in other situations where similar that wouldn't unstick. So yeah, I'm gonna change that. But hey, it works. Okay. Should the nostrils still be moving? Should the nostrils still be moving? Yeah, retracting nostril, rotate nostrils. I mean, that's another thing, is that I don't want the nostrils to rotate if we're stuck. Okay, so next thing, I guess to get rid of that. At that point, I've let go. Or maybe I should implement the letting go then. That's when we're done retracting, which is here. Get rid of stuff. Only if marker attached. So just unattach. Can I do those two rules in a simpler way? They're almost the same. It's just that I need that to run regardless of whether the mark attached to that. Hello, Volian 0. You joined the Discord the other day, didn't you? Yesterday. Yeah. Well, Volian 2 joined the Discord. Could be a completely different person. Okay, so that's fine. There's two rules that are pretty similar. It doesn't matter too much. So yeah, we're disconnected. Okay, so we can pull on stuff. Beautiful. And I can stand next to something, attach to it, draw a line, and then pull it. Isn't that exciting? I can even do that. Okay, this will be a fun test. If I grab here, pull here, that's exactly what it's supposed to do. Isn't that such a good little thing? I could watch that all day. Oh, it's so satisfying. Okay, that's that done. What's next? Oh, I should mark that down. What's happening there? End retraction and disconnect and unattach. Can't believe that this is still going okay despite all this complexity. Okay, so next thing is making them. Oh, I should fix that bug. Should we fix that bug? Does it still happen? We do that and then go over here. Yep. Okay, what is going on there? So if I shoot, it's only if I shoot. If I stand there anyway, it's fine. If I shoot, retract, and then go stand over there, that happens. What's going on? 262. So it's backwards movement. Yeah, that's right. That's what I did. 45. Player moving dynamic. Yeah, because the face is a moving dynamic. Player marker moving dynamic. Yeah, okay. So player is going to move, so I'm just marking them as moving. 45. 444 is moving crate rigid. How is this happening? 444. Moving crate rigid, moving crate. What? Why is a crate moving? What for 4 is happening? Moving crate rigid, moving crate rigid. Oh wait, have I changed any of the line numbers or something? Okay, it's 445. That would have been weird. Player marker moving. Player, okay, it's just removing the marker moving. 452. Okay, it's placing the face. It's placing the face in the wrong place. Why do we even have a trunk rotate right now? Because we left it behind from the extension. Yep, got it. So at the end of the extension, when we stopped extending, which is both of these, we need to remove the stuff I'm leaving behind. Could I just remove all of them? That'd be good enough. No, I need to leave them there. So I am moving them along, right? Yeah, rotate up. It is moving along. I just don't have a rule for when it sticks, except here I do, but it's no marker retracting. Attach nostrils to attachable surface. Yeah. I could just check for yeah, okay, there we go. That's the solution. Stationary nostrils. No marker retracting. If there's a trunk rotate on here, get rid of it. Okay, fixed. Okay, I'll cross that one off the list. Blue is gone. So silly. Okay. The rest of the movement, because like I need it to also turn. That should turn. I also want. Okay, so one thing I want to do first is make it so that the nostrils don't rotate if we're stuck. Okay, that's easy to do. So that's just only rotate if not stuck. So no marker attached. Now, in theory, they should rotate this situation. Yep, not rotate in this situation. Does the stuck thing keep coming? It does, yeah. Oh, that kept rotating. Because it's not actually there. I mean, I could literally just move it over. Why don't I just do that? Oh, no, because the... No, I can move it over. It's fine. I think that's fine. Yeah, I suspect so too. So one of the things I was thinking about when I was out for a walk at lunch was, can I force complex movements to be required? I possibly can if I have some kind of switch and door mechanism, right, where you have to set up a movement that will move blocks around to land on certain switches, but you need to be on the other side of a door when they get pressed. So something like that, some kind of gating mechanism, like where if the block is in a particular position, it allows something. Also disallows a different direction. So it's hard to think of an excuse for having, like, I was going to do, the theming I was going to go for is just like, it's a kind of, it's like a tropical jungle type place. It's like an Indian elephant in a tropical area, and there's like lots of water and lots of trees, and you're going to like navigate across the water. But how would like buttons and doors factor into that theming? Maybe I should change the theming. That's like just an idea, I guess. The other problem with your suggestion of like doing complex movement in different stages is, well, if there's not room to do it, right? Like if I want to move this thing down, I either need to be able to get above it or get below it enough to be able to pull it with my trunk, which requires like 3 spaces. So you might have to, just because of the fact that you don't have room, you might have to I guess to pull it down, you do that. Yeah, yet to figure that stuff out. When I get to the puzzle design bit, I'm sure I'll start figuring some of that stuff. Yeah, so it might end up being that some set of these puzzles are like kind of very constrained spaces that you like don't have a lot of room. You've got to figure out exactly what the path you want to draw is or something. Not sure yet. Like one of the things I'm really happy with, which I spoke about yesterday, so sorry if I'm repeating it, is how limited the path movement is. Because if you like try and rotate too much, you can't move anymore. So if you want to keep moving, the best you can do is do 1 rotation and keep moving. Because if you rotate 2, then I'm stuck. I can unwind, but yeah. And that leads to interesting things like if you ever end up drawing a path along a wall, well, I can't get away from that wall anymore. So it'd be interesting to come up with a puzzle that, like, well, the obvious way of solving it would be to draw a path along the wall, but for some reason they can't. Like, because I need to get away from the wall afterwards. Yeah. Okay. So I fixed that bug. Now, yeah, the like sideways movement. To be honest, why doesn't the sideways movement work already? But once it happens, when it gets to here, let's set myself up in a good position so I can test it. Actually, let's see what happens if I do this. 2 elephants. I mean, it works. What was it? The elephant grabs the elephant. Nothing. Elephant's too heavy. Okay, it doesn't attach. Multi-elephant puzzles. I'm not going to do that. I do love how like it's that easy in PuzzleScript. Like if you put the rules in, you just stick another thing in there and it's just going to work. You don't need to do anything else. but they're both pulling wildly individually. Great. Anyway, so what was I going to do? Oh yeah, so I was going to do this, that, that. And then what I want it to do, the behavior should be, an elephant can move another, it would open many interesting possibilities. Don't say that. I don't want to. Maybe I would consider it. I would consider the idea. Maybe if I could toggle between them instead of controlling them at the same time. Or if I can think of like an alternative way of achieving the same thing. Like, it sounds really hard to implement as well. I think it would like really load the rules, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I'll see. I'll see. No promises though. So the behavior in this situation should be that that moves once to the left, once down, once to the left, and then stops because it can't move because there's an elephant in the way. So left, down, left. Right now, it just moves left once, and then that's it. Okay, so why doesn't it go down? I need to go back to the place where I'm applying. So I know which way the nostrils want to go. Do that here. Then the crate movement happens. Then I have this, which says, right, because I've only allowed it in one direction. That's all it is. So whichever way that is moving. Oh, but how do I know which direction I'm attached in? Based on the nostril direction. Okay, so I need separate rules. I need an up. So if we've got nostrils up, then no matter which way this is moving, I am attached to the thing above, and I just transfer the moving over. This. And then I do that for each of the directions. Right. Great. Is there a better way for me to, maybe I can do this without that? Do I have a movement marker saying, I don't have a movement marker saying which direction the nostril, let's just do separate rules. Not worth thinking about. Because the other thing is that PuzzleScript is smart enough to go, there are no nostrils rights in the entire level, so why would I even bother searching for it? So having the extra rules is really not that bad. Nostrils right. I'm glad I did the research into like what kind of optimizations PuzzleScript does, because it's helped me in like knowing what's going to be really bad for the game and what's not. And so far, even with like 200 plus rules, I think everything is nothing's terribly inefficient. Nostrils right. I mean, not that it's optimized, but yeah. Moving, that's all it is. Nostrils down. Nostrils down. So the only reason the direction is relevant here is because the direction the nostrils are attached to the object. Yeah. And left. Left. Where's the other left? Oh wait, what am I doing? Oh. Left. Okay. Is that it? Am I... Perfect. It stops there. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to do. I need to figure out how the next section of the movement works, but that's exactly what I wanted. How do you get out of this situation, actually? Whoa. That's not an intended move. Look at that. Yeah, that's fine, because it's not finished. So in this situation, what would I do next? Am I like totally stuck at this point? No, I could like press down to unwind the trunk. I would have problems. Because the elephant's also not going to rotate as it moves. So right now, the elephant can't move the direction the trunk's trying to pull it. There's other trunk in the way. I'd end up standing on my own trunk, effectively. So I guess it's okay to have stuck positions. This is just the position you don't want to end up in, I guess. But if I did unwind, then I'd have the elephant there and the face there, nostrils there. I guess I could just like treat that as like a way of disconnecting. I don't really like that though. Oh no, but I could do that and then just walk backwards. And how do you get this off? Well, that's going to be a thing. Yeah, when you get up in a situation where the elephant and the block are stuck, how do you disconnect? In fact, what's my disconnecting rules anyway? I guess my disconnecting rules are when the face has got back to the thing. That's just what it's going to have to be. When the face has got back to the nostrils. That's fine. I can just treat that as the thing. That's not doing what I wanted to do. Sure. Still, anyway, so we've got... Let me try and do a silly thing. So if I do this, that, it should stop because the block at the top can't move. Yep. What if I go that way? Thing. Oh, look at that. That's a weird move. Oh yeah, look at that movement. Slides that way and then drags that down one. Wait, oh no, that's not right, is it? I mean, it is right. It's just why is the nostril not moving? Yeah, that's doing the correct thing. It's stopping at the right point. It's just the nostril's not going with it. Is that because I do that in here? No, I do the actual movement afterwards, right? Hmm. We're at 10 hours into the jam. Only 38 to go. Oh, God. Hmm. Okay. So why does that not move? That's the next thing. That does. So we're exerting the motion onto the rigid body, we're just not then moving the nostrils for whatever reason. Should the nostrils still be moving? Oh, Nostrils, marker retracting. Oh, because that is just a moving. I just fixed it. How do I set the situation up? Push them all over there, and I do this. Okay. Okay, that still doesn't fix it. Oh, hold on. That's deciding whether to not move it anymore. So if the thing's still stationary, the thing in this case is not still stationary, but there is a stationary thing. So I care about direction here. Once again, I need to split it up into multiple rolls. Nostrils up. Yeah, sadly. I mean, I probably could do it without, but yeah, whatever. Right. Right. Left. 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 Oops. Down. 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 So it's this. Turn. Turn. There we go. So in fact, if I'd gone further, I can't go further. That's not a valid. If I got rid of that and did it with this instead, just get out of the way. You come over here. I do it here. Oh, look at that movement. Isn't that fun? Actually, it's good I'm recording this because if I need to go back and find some of the fun things that happened, I can just scroll through my videos until I see somebody in the chat saying "wow," and I find that thing and I make that into a puzzle. Well, it makes so much sense. And in this position, the elephant would now be able to get pulled towards it as well. So that would be a complete retraction. We'd end up connecting. Indeed. Oh, oh. What a complicated game. I'm actually sort of hoping that the puzzles aren't wildly difficult as well. Like I sort of want there to be, I want it to be like kind of playful. Like you're just messing about with this environment, building a path to the exit. And the joy is in just like having this weird trunk do weird things. It's actually kind of hard to do other complicated movements, like yeah. I can't like walk this way and have anything happen. But I wonder if I could I wonder if I could set up a situation in the puzzle where I need to pull something exactly one space, but I also need the elephant to be facing backwards. But you have to go and you have to go and whoa, look at that. That's okay. It's because I haven't finished doing this stuff. I have to allow being on. So I guess what I need to figure out is like to disconnect. Do I have to go back to the thing? In which case, why wouldn't I have just done? Let's put it once. Or do I have a way of disconnecting? Like maybe once neither the block nor the elephant can move, it disconnects. Like the overriding force at that point is just it just wants to retract, and so it does. So it unsticks. That's like the last stickiness. The first thing to move is the lightest thing, which is the blocks, the crates, rigid bodies. The next thing to move is the next lightest thing, which is the elephant itself. And then the last thing, the strongest thing, is the nostril suction. And that just disconnects. That probably makes the most sense. It might not be that obvious what's going on when it happens, though. Like in this situation, I pulled. These would pull one space. The elephant would shift that way. Those would then pull again another space because now they're free to move. The elephant would shift another space. Those would pull again. Maybe I've done that too many times now. Then the elephant wouldn't be able to move anymore, and neither would the blocks, and then the thing would disconnect and it would unravel. Maybe that's alright. Maybe that's alright. Cool. Anyway, think about that. Right now, the only way for me to disconnect is to retract and end up in the same space. That's so fun. Okay, what's next? Next up is... What is next? What do I want to do next? Do I have any bugs at the moment? What's on my list? It's just do the retraction, yeah. So let's think about things that are missing right now. Well, so I have to finish the retraction logic, which is effectively the retraction logic is done for now if it's able to complete its retraction entirely with blocks. I haven't figured out how to make the elephant stop moving. Like if... okay, let's do that as the next thing. Let's put these things... Let's just get rid of that thing in the corner. Why is it even there? Let's put a wall there, PQ there. Then this could be our test situation, and I want to implement this. So that should pull that and then pull the elephant one forward. Indeed. I destroyed the elephants. Perfect. Oh my gosh, that's so satisfying. Okay. So Okay, so this case, the thing has stopped moving. So when the blocks say, so when the nostril is told, actually we can't move because the crate you're attached to is stuck, you have to say, okay, we're going to move to the other end and stop moving the elephant the other direction. That's what needs to happen. So we probably want to put the Ooh. Thinking actually. That's after, so that's rigid motion already happening. Oh no, it's a new turn. Okay, it's a new turn, and the elephant's going to start moving. So we're going to move a marker, we're going to move the retracting marker over onto the elephants. Maybe the face or the elephant itself, and then start moving the elephant along the thing. So similar logic, probably. Okay. So after retracting nostril, rotate nostrils to match trunk direction, retraction and unattach. Well, so that's obviously not getting to that point. We are doing this. No, we're not. So it's the situation where that can't happen. Should the nostrils still be moving? So it's the situation where they should not. Okay. What do I do in this situation? I just like remove motion from the marker retracting. So can I just say if I put a stationary marker retracting, then that means we are in a situation where the block is stuck. Let's find out by just doing this. Stationary marker retracting. There's going to be a noise now, so prepare yourselves. No noise. No. Do I still have the sound effects in there? Yep. Okay. Maybe I should make it a slightly nicer noise. That's very. Who cares about that? That's like nothing. Yeah, where was that thing? Here. So it's stuck. We make the marker retracting stationary, right? It was moving. Oh no, I'm not changing it. What am I doing here? Nostrils up. Nostrils up. Marker retracting. Marker attached. Stationary dynamic. I'm actually doing nothing. How is this working? That's supposed to be doing this. Somehow it's working without it, but whatever. Oh, wait, no, what? Oh. Why is it not playing that noise? What should be happening is 3-1-3 runs. Is that happening? 3-1-3 is not happening. 3-0-4 is. Isn't that the previous turn? Oh, 3-0-4 is trying to happen and it fails, but then only 3-2-3 happens. Left. Stationary nostrils. Moving marker retracting. Oh, okay, hold on. Huh. Why does this bit not happen? Stationary marker retracting. This bit is. Nostrils, the bit where it's trying to pull that way. Where did I just end up? Okay. Why is this one not happening? Nostrils right, yes, we have that. It's there. Moving marker retracting. Possibly that's missing. I can't actually see it. Marker attached is there, that's the blue cross. The stationary dynamic. Right, stationary marker retracting, stationary dynamic. So presumably the marker retracting is either not there or it's not moving. Where are you at? I make you red. Marker. Where is it? There. It's there. Maybe it's not moving. Okay, let me check that. Oh, it won't be, will it? This. No, this is where we increase the... Ah, okay, but that's not happening. Figure out which way the nostrils should be trying to move. Okay, so we should be expecting one of these lines to be happening. Why is that not happening? Which line should I be expecting? The left one. Nostrils stationary marker retracting. Puncture left. Yeah, that bit should be happening, but it's not. 295, so then why not? So nostrils is there. Stationary marker retracting is there. Maybe. Trunk to the left is there. Yeah. And then we're making, so okay, that's, well, so this is definitely not happening because it would tell me if it was happening. So why not? What if I like, it's a silly test, remove a bit of the condition? If you just modify a rule very slightly, look what happens. Destructive trunk. Oh my gosh. Well, okay, so that wasn't a very good test. Let's just not modify the thing. Let's just have it, but without that, and not have it do anything. Let's do the sound effects. So that should happen. Quite a lot. It's not happening in this turn, though. Oh, no, wait. No, yeah, rolling back. And only that's happening. Why is this? Happening once for the previous turn. But then there's not a trunk to the left or not a nostril. It is. Get rid of the trunk to the left. I mean, there are of course nostrils. 279 is applying. 325 only. What on earth is going on? Saying that doesn't exist. 295. I mean, so it exists on the first run through. And the rigid movement fails. It should. It rolls back, but it doesn't happen on the next one. Well, does it only roll back to where the rigid rule group was? I don't think so. I think it plays the whole turn again. It's supposed to. I guess I could easily test that just by sticking a rule right at the top that says, whatever happens, play a sound effect 0. Okay, so no, it's not going all the way back to the... Okay, I'm misunderstanding stuff, I guess. So how can I figure out what's going wrong here? This isn't happening. There isn't a stationary marker retracting. Even though these rules should be saying it's stationary. Okay, so let me just do this again. So what happens on the first time through? When does the rigid movement happen? There. Okay. 305 happens. Retracting nostril happens. Left stationary nostrils. Mark retracting. Trunk to the left. Trunk. Right. Yep, I remove all that stuff. That makes sense. Action nostrils. Mark retracting. Okay, that was 324. 6. Remove the marker attached. 5. Some cleanup. Remove all the rigids. But then things can't move, so it cancels, and then only 324 happens. Right, because this time it won't be... So let's try to move. Stationary nostrils, moving marker retracting, yes. To the left, yep. Trunk to the right. Cool. Then move everything. Oh, it's just that... No, but the stuff I wanted to happen is up here. So why does that match, but this not match? I want the right one. Oh, 314 to match. So, or in fact, why does that... Right, because this thinks that marker retracting is trying to move. Why is it trying to move? Of course it's trying to move, because I haven't actually gotten rid of the movement, which is what this code does. Wait, what? Yes, that's what this code is supposed to do. Remove the movement. So why isn't it removing the movement? The right direction rule. We've got the nostrils right. The moving marker retracting, which we do, because then we can see that it is, because this rule then runs, or 324 does. It's definitely moving. And it's on the nostrils right. And marker attached is there, it's the blue thing. This is a stationary dynamic. There is a stationary dynamic. Why does this rule happen? Which part of that is not matching? I guess let me just copy that one. Get rid of some of these sound effects. Anywhere else? Maybe not. I copied it there. The U. No sound effects. Right? So it's not too surprising that's not happening. Let's just remove stuff until it plays. Remove that. Let's remove that again. Or let's remove E3. They're still not doing it on that turn. With that. Nope. So nostrils right isn't there? What? I don't get it. No matter what I remove from here, this never happens. Even though this is clearly the situation we're in. Nostrils right. Moving marker retracting. So do we have a nostrils right with a moving marker retracting? No. Do we have with any kind of marker retracting? No. Do we have a nostrils right? No. What are you on about? Am I misunderstanding something about how rigid works? Box. Rigid rule is a rule where if anything tries to move, can't move, then the rule doesn't apply at all. It actually marks itself disabled and resimulates the entire turn. Exactly what I thought. Why do we not have a nostrils right? There's clearly one there, I can see it. Oh, maybe again's not happening. But, no, what? Again command not executed, it wouldn't make any changes. So is that, it is running, it's cancelling, yeah. Again, it's happening. Because that's the cancelled turn, where the thing can't move. Then come here and do this. But I cannot see a reason why in this turn it wouldn't match that. Get rid of the right. Surely that's not going to affect it. Let's match nothing. Literally nothing. Play a sound effects, please. Nothing. Why? I have a bug of some sort? Like a puzzle script bug? Or do I not understand something? I don't understand why like nothing is running. What? Why is 323 running? Okay, so 3 runs. What if I stick a rule there that just matches anything? That doesn't run. What? Why? If there's a player, it doesn't run. Why is 323 a magic rule that can run again? This has to be a bug, right? If I put an again on that. Three happens, okay. Only the first rule with an again happened. Wait, also, it didn't actually... What? No, okay. Only the first rule with an again happened. Is this a weird bug between rigid and again happening? It stops at the first turn. Okay, let's do some checking. Puzzle script. Issue GitHub issues. Again, rigid. Puzzle script. Again, rigid. Check Discord. In puzzle script. Again, rigid. Nothing. Why would it give up after that? Gain command not executed, it wouldn't make any changes. Gain command not executed. Oh right, so it's oh no, that's the rule 323 from before. Right, oh okay. Okay, that's confusing. Those logs are confusing. I get it. It's not replaying the turn and then just doing that thing. It's just talking about the fact that this rule tried to trigger again, and now it's logging about whether the again is going to trigger. It's not doing the next turn. So that's the next question. Why is it not doing the next turn after the rigid movement was rolled back? It should just replay everything and try and do something. Shouldn't it? Yes, it should. Like a normal rigid movement turn would look like. Let's just make one happen. Let's do a situation where I can turn one object, not the other object. Like this. Okay. So in that situation, turn plays out, rigid rollback happens, and then it applies the rules again. Why is it not applying the rules again in this situation? Still might be an again plus rigid bug. I think it must be, right? Curiously, you don't get to the late rules here. Why am I getting to the late rules? It's just, it gets to 455. Doesn't even do the late rules, and it says rigid movement application failed, rolling back. Then in this situation, tries to do them, but then it applies late rules, weirdly, checks the win condition, and then it does that. This has to be a puzzle script bug. No. Oh no. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 no. Rigid. Boo. Is the... Nope. What's the function called? Process input. Okay. Somewhere after 2269, something about rigid has got to be. That's the only mention of rigid loop. Copy the world state and check after each iteration. Where does rigid loop get set? False here. Still false. It's applying rules. It applies the rules. Should undo. So that must mean undo the rigidness. Resolve movements. So, undo. Yeah. Do undo. Set to true if yeah, it's definitely something to do with rigidness. Okay, so do undo means rigidness happens. So it's not an undo, it's a rollback. Okay, so should rollback. Rigid loop is true. Restore preservation state, which is the start state. Okay. Start rule group index 0. Rolling back. Let's look for that log. Rolling back. Here we go. Which is in restore preservation state. Okay. So after restore preservation state, rigid loop is now true. When do we leave this? If rigid loop is true. No, sorry. We stay in this while rigid loop is true. And okay. That should happen. Then we should go back around. Then we should apply the rules again. Why does that not happen? How odd. So I know that function is running. Well, yeah, there's only one place it gets called, which is there. I know that function is running because it's printing that log. So I know rigid loop is getting set to true. So it's going out here, it's skipping around, and it should, right, applying rules again. Yet it does not. How can that be? How can that be? You get a special error if you hit the 50. So I shouldn't be hitting that. Okay, that's its own term. But when does I get set to 0 actually? Yeah, just there. What? Somehow that is running. It's looping around, which it must do. It's not doing that. Or it's not. Oh, yeah, it does print a special message as well when you hit 50. I mean, it's going to there, applying late rules. Applying late rules. But it's also doing that. What? Is that the only place late rules have applying late rules? That is the only place applying late rules. What on earth? Oh, so that's first. Applies late rules, check win condition. So it's first determining that it's not supposed to cancel anything, when that's happening. And for some reason it's looping back around again and doing that. That's running first, applying late rules. It's applying the late rules, which it shouldn't be because it should have been cancelling. And it loops again somehow, even though rigid loop should be false at this point. Otherwise we would have seen that. Okay, so we're seeing applying late rules, which means that should and do is false. Yes. We're then checking win conditions, which means we're actually going further down, checking win conditions. What's that happen? Not there. Where does that happen? Checking win condition. Condition? Yes. Where's that? Yeah, it's just below. No. Where am I? So there's that loop, and a little bit further down goes checking win condition. We're definitely not winning. Getting down to there, and then later on it's somehow getting back to rigid move application failed. Which is further up the function, so it's looping back around. It's because of the again. Right, okay. What's happening is puzzle script, when it needs to do it again, it runs next, it simulates the next turn without it actually happening. It's simulating the next turn, which is when my rigid movement fails, and it just doesn't do the again. I want it to. No. I wanted to just do the again, regardless of whether the rigid movement fails. Because rigid movement failing doesn't mean the turn doesn't happen. That's a bug. Where's the again logic? Again. Here, it does something like, yeah, it runs the next turn. Verify that something's changed. If something has changed, if that returns true, then it says we're againing. But I guess process input returns false if the rigidness ever fails. Or maybe the rigidness is failing and it's not. Oh, this is really hard to debug. Okay. So yeah, maybe the rigidness is, where is it again? Here it is. So it's simulating my next turn where the rigidness will fail, but I'm still expecting other stuff to happen. I guess I'm expecting a sound effect to happen. I don't know if that counts as something. So let me try, let's see what happens if I put in a rule, just a silly rule at the top. Where am I? I'm here, oh gosh. Silly rule at the top. It's just like put, I don't want it to happen every turn. Or maybe I could do something every turn. It could be something like just toggling an object somewhere. Toggle all walls to targets. So something's going to happen. And then we have an inverse, so that's going to be an action target. We have an inverse rule, which is stationary target becomes a wall. So they should just keep swapping over. Indeed. Oh, but the walls are the thing I'm testing with. Let's do walls. Let's do. Let's make a new object. A debug. We can have a debug. How do I make a debug with a debug? Debug becomes target. Target becomes debug. Stick one in the level. I guess target's there, so that's fine. Okay. Oh, okay. Change the win condition. I'll just reverse it and then that'll all target on crate. Okay, so now that's going to toggle like that. So every time something's happening, so then that looks much better. 259 applied, yep. 300 applied. 300 applied. Which one? Figure out which way this should try to move. Yes, left. 319 should be when we decide to not move it anymore. Well, okay, that's my debug. 320 is deciding not to move it anymore. Down. Why down? Oh no, because I just removed the line. Right. Right, nostrils right, moving, marker retracting, marker attached. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. That is happening. That stuff is happening, but I'm having to force it by like toggling a thing. Isn't that gross? Okay, so right now, do I have any sound effects running? No. Okay. Now, in theory, if I do the whole stationary marker retracting, detect that we're done retracting, that's going to happen, isn't it? Yes. But it only happens if I do this nasty hack. Yep. Right, because everything that I'm doing so far is purely moving sound effects or just changing motion on stuff. In fact, I'm not really doing anything right now, am I? Right, so my problem was, I think it is working, it's just that I need to finish the logic. I can't expect it to run this, because it's running it in and again. It's like, well, no, nothing's happening, so I'm not going to do anything. The sound effect doesn't count as an actual effect. Ooh, puzzle script, why you do this to me? Okay, so I'll just continue as though it's going to work. And this is not going to be a problem. Or I guess the alternative is that I do something like this to test. I just like remove the thing and then do a sound effect 0. That's going to work, right? Yes. Okay. Oh my gosh. There was no problem. Just puzzle script. It's confusing. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm detecting when that's stationary. Detecting when that's stationary and then going, well, okay, that means we aren't able to move anymore. I guess it should be after we've done the end retraction. Because we might be stationary because we're done. Yes. Yeah, that's pretty true. So we should move this down. So are we unable to retract from the nostrils? And then okay, let's just double check that. So now that should do, yeah, makes a sound effect. Cool. Okay. Yeah, what's next? So are we unable to retract from the nostrils ends? That's this situation. We've got the stationary marker. I might also say no face at that point. That means we've still got somewhere to go. Okay, no face. But I mean, that should have happened. Yes, or that should have happened. Need to say that? Let's not say it then. Stationary marker retracting comes. So what I want to do is transfer the marker retracting over to the face. What are you going to do with the face? Yeah. Over to the face. Okay, so somewhere there's a face. If I ever have two elephants, this is going to be a problem. I have to change this. So probably two elephants won't be a thing. And we move, so we remove that one and we put it on the face instead. Stationary. Well, I'm going to say marker retracting. That's fine. Okay. Are they on the same layer? Marker retracting. Marker proofs draw is. I put them on different layers. Does that fix everything? Come on. Oh, okay, that's a problem. Not to do with the layer it's on. Marker retracting. Oh, because I literally just got rid of the face. Oops. Call looping lots in the rule group. Which rule group? 339. Oh, okay. This is going to keep happening. So I do need no face. No face. Yep. Cool. Now we move the elephant. Yes, okay. Move the elephant. Oh my gosh. We're unable to retract from the nostrils. So now the face is retracting. Cool. We have to do the movement. So should we do the same thing where we first... or maybe they should just do it again. And then we just use the same set of rules. That would be good. Very good. So we do that again. In that turn, does nothing happen? I guess nothing happens in the turn. Kind of a bit gross. Well, I guess. Might make it more understandable if there's a slight delay between it switching between the box moving and the elephant. Okay, so maybe I can use exactly the same logic that I've used for the boxes moving as I can for the face. It won't be exactly the same. I'll have to redo it. It'll be copy and paste, but be fine. But do I want to do that? I mean, if it's going to be copy and paste, it's going to be so different anyway. Only this bit will be the same. Figure out which way the nostrils should try to move. Just it won't be the nostrils, it'll be the face. Yeah, why? I'm just going to have to do this anyway. Retraction phase 1, retraction phase 2. Yep, now it's face, stationary, marker retracting. Trunk door up, there is a trunk door there, yes, yes. And then there's a nostrils, no, this is wrong, so face, marker retracting, yep, so it's just that, it's just replace nostrils with face. I guess in theory that could have been one rule, one set of rules. Just have a thing that represents either a face or a nostril. What's a good word for either a face or a nostril? I think I'm going to duplicate the logic just because there will be other bits that will be different, and yeah. This means I'm going to have to duplicate the rigid body stuff. No, I should reuse the same stuff. Okay, we should again, and we should reuse the same stuff. I need a thing that represents either nostril or face. Trunk end. Face or nostrils. We have trunk ends. Now it's not figure out which way the nostril should try to move, figure out way the trunk end try to move. Yep. And then rigid crepe movement happens. Okay, so before rigid crate movement happens, I need to transfer movement onto the. I need to transfer movement onto the face and the elephant, and then I need to transfer movement from the elephant, only the elephant, to the rigid crates. Let that happen. If they can't move, then we cancel, and then the turn's over. If they can move, then we get pulled along. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, so figure out which of the truck engine, try to move. Propagate. Face movement to elephant. Yeah. So if we have a elephant and the face, well, we don't know which way the face is going. So it's when the face has a marker retracting on it. And that is the way we're trying to go. Oh, but I don't want to put it on the elephant yet. This is going to have to all be inside the rigidness. So I don't want the elephant to move if... maybe it's okay to do it outside. We're 11 hours into the jam for me. Almost a quarter of the way. I think I'm in a pretty good position though. Like, the mechanics are pretty much there. The last little bits of it. And then I move on to level design, I guess, for the next 36 hours. No, not just level design, but other stuff. So, okay, so if I'm moving the elephant face, can I just put it on there? Or does it need to be inside the rigid body stuff? Does it need to be inside? If it's not inside the rigid body movement stuff, then the movement will still be there. And we'll just end up in a loop of rigid body. No, because the rigid body stuff will get skipped, and the elephant will try to move. That would be problematic, possibly. It is probably easier if I just end up with this in the rigid body movement. Yeah. would make things simpler. Maybe, okay, I'll try it without. So effectively, if we have elephant in the face with a moving marker retracting, then we also want to make the elephant in the face moving in the same direction. Okay, what actually happens in this situation? I need to go. $296. What? They changed something? Trunk end. Oh, so they didn't change trunk end. There. Okay. Infinite loop. Eventually it'll exit, right? After 50 times? Or is this the again loop? Like two. I want to wait and find out. What will it take? Maybe this won't ever end. Have I found the situation where there's an infinite loop in puzzle script that doesn't end itself at some point? Yes, I have. Can I kill it like that? I can. Okay. Is that infinite looping because of the fact that I haven't put that in there? Maybe. I mean, what was happening? I think it were easy to tell. Like, it always pushes me back down to the bottom. I can't like see reset. Okay, I can do that. So what's the repeating happening here? Turn starts with no input, applying rules. Turn starts with no input, applying rules. Got the same thing over and over again. Restarting. Rule 343 down is at the end. Yeah, rule 343 down again. Yeah. Okay. 298, 320, 343. No, it's different every time. Uh-oh. I suspected this would happen though, so maybe I should just do what I was going to do, is stick this in the rigid bit. I don't really have a great way of thinking about it so that I know this is what's going to happen. Let me think about it a bit more. So we figured out which way the face wants to move. We said, well, if we've got a moving face, then we'll make the face and the elephant move together. Same direction. Yep. Then we want to say, okay, does that push a crate? So that's what this would do. Does that push a crate? And the answer is no in this case, so why would it be a problem? We don't end up pushing a crate. None of this should happen. Let's find 301 happening. Where is 301 happening? 301. 301. Applying rules. 301 is happening. 308 happens. Nostrils right. Moving. Arc retracting. No, that's not true. Where is it? Hold on. Oh, because that's over there. We've moved the marker retracting. Okay, reset. 301. Let's find you again. 301, then 308. So I know the marker retracting is on the face, not on the nostrils. And we're getting apparently 308 happening, saying that it's on the nostrils. So have I messed up when I've transferred? Are you unable to retract from the nostrils end? Oh, I've removed it, it's gone. While contracting without a face. It's stationary because it can't move anymore. Goes to the face. Three, 4, 3. Yeah, 3 for 3 happens. That happens. We restart. Why does 308 happen? We must be adding another. Right, that's totally what's going on. Yes, because there's a rule above where we say. Well, that shouldn't happen, but there is a rule where we're saying. Put the. Here it is. Put the marker retracting on the nostrils. So we're doing this at the wrong time. Player no marker draw. Nostrils. We don't want to do this in this case where we already have a mark retracting on the face. So I could do face marker retracting, face no marker retracting, face. Cool, no infinite loop. That's good. Why do we not then move? That's the next thing. Do I make them move forwards in this situation? Ooh. Okie dokie. The elephant face, so that should now be moving. Let's just double check. Sound effect in there? Yep, that's happening. So, why are they not pushing the... Oh no, we don't want them to push the crate, we just want them to move. So, why are they not moving? Okay, so 301 happens. There we go. Trigger the sound effect. What's not going to trigger sound effect anymore? Let's just do it without sound effect. 301 happens, then 443 happens. Player moving dynamic. Player marker moving. Yeah, player is moving. Moving dynamic. Guess I need special logic for this because this isn't just moving forwards. This is like the normal moving forwards logic. 463 happens next, which is just cleaning that up. So we're being prevented from moving forward. 443. So that's happening, but then something is falling apart. Oh, because we're not drawing. Yeah, so this is we need our own logic for moving forward. So that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Because we end up just removing the motion, don't we? Do we? Player is moving right now. Yeah, everything's still moving. 3, 4, 6, 3. We didn't remove the motion. But I guess there's a trunk there, which is the problem. It can't move into the trunk. Okay, so we need to finally do. Where do we do it? At the end, or where's the best place for it? So where are we doing the stuff I've just been doing? Far up. Before the first rigid crate movement. Makes sense because we might be pushing a rigid crate in this process. We transfer stuff to the rigid crates. We then do retraction stuff, which is more to do with from the nostril side of things. I mean, we could do it here, I guess. And that would be fine. And we want to do it here because we want it to happen before the end retraction happens. Yes. Because that might end up happening. Okay, so rotate nostrils to match. So here, so it's retracting nostrils, so we're going to have a retracting face section. Which is going to go... I mean, we might be able to get away with just like removing the trunk from where the face wants to go. What if the elephant can't move anymore? Do I know that at this time? Probably not, right? I do know if the things can't move. When do I find out if the elephant can move? Way further down. Add a moving marker to play it if the player is actually going to move. I have to pull apart some of this stuff. So the end retraction happens there. It could happen further down, probably. No rotations happening, so rotations, all this stuff's not going to happen at all. Rigid crate movement phase 2 won't happen because that also depends on rotation. More rotation. Drawing's not going to happen because we're not drawing. But yeah, more drawing. Rotation phase 3, moving marker. This is the normal type of movement. So maybe I move this right down to here, at which point I know if, okay, still moving or not. Maybe this goes at the end. And this, are we unable to retract from the end? Yes. That's not going to go here. Where is it going to go? Maybe all this can go to the end, actually. Would the nostril still be moving? Yeah, all this could just go much later. The only reason it's there is because I wanted it to be close to phase 1, but this could just happen right at the end. Okay. Right at the end. More cleanup. Let's check stuff still works. That gets pulled to there. That gets pulled to there. Not any further. Why not? Why not? Because some of that needs to happen before the, where was it? It was here. Or what? Pulling? Why is it not pulling the next one? Or is that just a bug anyway? That's just a bug anyway. Oh. Uh-oh, okay. Well, how long's that been a bug? That worked before. Uh-oh. Okay, I can like slowly pull one at a time. That's not intentional. Okay, let's fix that bug first, and then we'll move this stuff down, and then we'll get on with the retracting face stuff. Okay, so why is this bug happening? It is here. This does no input. 296 right applied. We have a trunk end that's retracting. Yes, the thing. Trunk door up. Sorry, no, 296. Trunk door right. Oh, well, have we switched over to the face? Switched over to the face. Ah, so it's switched at the wrong time. Why is it switched at the wrong time? Where is that again? It's here. Switch to face retraction. Switch to face retraction if we are unable to retract from the nostrils. Such a strange sentence. Stationary marker retracting. No face. Face. Why is that stationary in this situation? I think that's what's happening. This is triggered. Oh. Yep, that's being triggered. 346. There. So stationary marker retracting. It shouldn't be stationary in this situation. How does it end up stationary? Now, 346 happened. 30. Move the marker attached. Yeah, that's fine. 30 through 8. Oh no, through 8. Oh, does that lose it? That probably does lose it. Does it? I'm pretty sure that should just retain the motion. I'll do this anyway. In case that is the problem. Okay, that was the problem. So silly. Okay, so the next thing I want to see is, can I transfer this down? This retraction stuff? I think so, because it's not dependent on anything else that happens between, because none of that stuff's happening. So here it can go. Let's see if that's true. Appears to be true. It appears to be very true. Maybe it's exactly the same. Nice. That's good, because at this point I know whether the elephant can move. But I'm not. I've moved all that down and I'm not moving the elephant. Where am I? When does that happen? Should the nostrils still be moving? That's in retraction phase 1. Where's that retraction phase 1? Here. Yeah, so this is where we make stuff start moving. So that's still up at the top. Okay, so let's figure out if we can just adapt retraction phase 2 work for the face as well. Probably not. Should the nostrils still be moving? How do we work this out? If there's still a marker retracting. Oh no, okay, so this is where we're like cancelling it. So if we've got a moving marker retracting and there's a stationary dynamic, then we get rid of the marker retracting. Based on the nostril direction. Got it. Okay. I'm gonna get some more water. Be right back. Okay. So retraction phase 2, should the nostrils still be moving? This is obviously nostril specific right now. It uses the nostrils direction, figure out that's to figure out what it's attached to, and is that thing able to move? This is only when it's attached, whereas the face is always attached to the to the elephant. Okay, so that's an interesting distinction between these two sides. So the face side that I'm now retracting is never attached to an external object, but it is attached to the face. Maybe I can treat that similarly. I'm going to need different rules though. Like I'm never going to be able to just represent these two things as the same. I don't think. In theory, at this point, I know whether the player is moving or not. So we've got a marker moving. Like assuming I'm correct about what that implies, and I documented it accurately. Where do I use that? Marker moving. Here. To decide whether to move stuff along with the player. Guess. Okay. So what I'm thinking is, I sort of need the same two steps, right? Should the nostrils still be moving, and then retract. It's not nostrils, face. So this is based on. This is for attachment. This is only for attachment. So no. What actually matters is the player still moving? That's all that matters. Is the player still moving? If not, we don't retract anymore. And that's pretty much it. So, so we presumably have a moving marker retracting on the GUI. When does that end up moving? Retraction phase 1, presumably. Right up here somewhere. Retraction phase 1. Trunk end. Yeah, okay. So we've already got a moving marker retracting. So similarly. Where am I doing it? Here-ish? Wait, what was this? I was moving there. Okay, so yeah. If we have a is it just a case of if we have a player with a face? Not well. I could do elephant, I guess. They're the same. Elephant with a face. I have an elephant with a face, and the face is marker retracting. Moving marker retracting. But the elephant does. Okay, so this is the should the face still be moving? But the elephant has a does not have a marker moving on it. No marker moving. Then we just remove the... We don't remove it, we change it to a stationary marker retracting. I think be consistent with what we did up here. When do we use the stationary marker retract? Maybe nowhere. Ooh, okay, so should the face still be moving? So if the elephant's not moving, then no, the face shouldn't be moving. Right? But if it is still moving, retracting face. Then we apply motion to the face. Oh, so we take away the trunk. We destroy the trunk. That's effectively what we do up here with the nostrils, right? In this case, we also move the nostrils. Which I could do. Why don't I just move stuff? Because it's a bit annoying, because the face and the player might not be at the same... Hold on, hold on. Marker moving on the elephant. At this point, while there's still a face on, while there's still a marker retracting on the face, that means they both need to shift in the direction that the marker retracting is saying they should shift in. Okay, let's just start with, at the very least, if there's a face with a marker retracting in this particular direction, and on the other side there's, oh, and in that space there's going to be a trunk. Now I need the directions, yeah. I'll just do that. I have to do up. There's going to be a trunk up, and there's going to be a trunk down on the other side. And we're just going to wipe them out, I guess. Should I move the stuff? And there'll be a trunk as well. There'll be a trunk here. So, I mean, so I could just keep the face moving in the same direction as the marker retracting. And get rid of the trunks. To the right and a left. And guard down with a down and an up, down. Then we've got a left and a right. And a left and a right. There we go. That might work in like the basic situation. Part of the way. Not all of the way, probably because of the nostrils. Figure that out in a second. It's not going to work in this situation, right? What situation am I thinking? Like if I do this, it needs to be one. Oh, right, because I need to again. Yeah, of course. Again. 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 Surely my face is going to disconnect from my elephant. Oh my god. gosh, it almost works. Oh my gosh, it actually works. Surely not. There's something wrong with this. That's correct. I don't understand why the player is moving. Okay, so what I need to find out next. Okay, I think the place it will break is if I could somehow stop the. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this. I put you there. I take you down. Do you up actually? Take you around the other side of this. Now I'm going to pull on this. What I want to do is pull on that and then have the elephant be stuck behind something. How would that ever happen? Gotta be a way it could happen. Can it happen? So I think what will happen right now is that the face decides it can't keep moving. Or if for some reason the elephant can't move, well then this won't happen. How do I trigger that situation? There ever a time when... No, because I just get pulled along in a straight line, right? As soon as there's a turn, I can't turn around it. I feel like there's got to be bugs in this, but it's like, it's pretty much what I wanted. Any bugs if I walk back to where I was? Oh. Oh. Is that the behavior right at the start? Yes. Okay, well there's a bug. I shouldn't be moving forwards at all. Okay. I feel like I didn't finish this stuff, so let me think about it a bit more. Because maybe there's some case that like maybe it can never happen, or maybe it can only happen rarely, but I've like missed it. So should the face still be moving? Elephant, no marker moving. So hold on, when I find out if the flesh should still be moving, do I remove the thing? No. Should I? Apparently continue using it here. All right, because that's the marker moving situation. No marker moving. Then marker moving gone. Should definitely be removing my marker retracting, right? Let's make marker retracting red, see where it ends up. Marker retracting red. Does get destroyed. Let's do the again interval really slow. 1 second per again. That's quite slow. Oh. Okay. Retracting from this end. Should do. Oh no, when I press X again. Oh, whoa. One space ahead of the thing. That's. So why was that so fast? Why is it one space ahead? Why is it to be more like that, where it's always on the face? Why is it head of the nostril? Oh, because I shift the marker moving using like an actual replacement. I think that's not what that is. It's not a marker moving. What is it? Marker retracting. Let's find it. Oh. When does that shift? This swaps over. Find the direction to marker retracting. I think happens to marker retracting there. A bunch of this stuff. We're along here, marker retracting. Move. Or not. So what happens in that turn? That turn ends up there. Okay, so 270 happens, which is just the retracting. 292 happens, which is if we are not drawing and there are trunk nostrils in the world, we should retract that trunk. Yep. True. 298 happens, which is we have a trunk end. Yep. A stationary marker retracting, and then we start moving the marker retracting in the right direction. Yep. 298. 308 happens, where we transfer the nostril movement onto the crates. That's right. We don't do anything with the marker retracting at that point. It's still moving. Yep. 311 applies, which is just the crate propagation. Yep. 443. Left, stationary nostrils. Marker retracting. Okay, that's where we move it. Found it. Okay. Can I just like not do that? Well, the nostrils also move in that turn. Why don't I see that? See that having moved. I don't see. Oh, because I'm moving it and. Oh, that's wrong, isn't it? Break stuff. That seems right. Have I broken anything though? Let's put the speed back up. 2, I think I had? No, 0.05, that was it. I mean, that seems okay. Does that also fix this actually? No, that's still a problem. Okay. What's happening there? Is that because of what I just changed? So if I go back to that, where was it? It was in retracting nostril. Oh, I only removed it from one of the things. Still. So that's happening. A bit back. Ooh. That fixed. Yeah, okay. So I can't get rid of that there. Basically, I just don't want it to move. Why don't I just remove the movement at the end of the whole thing? want it to be where the nostrils are. So after all this, in the cleanup maybe, a marker retraction, moving, becomes stationary, marker retraction, writing. That should be fine. What just happened there? Is that right? That'd be right. Slow down. Slow down. Let's do that. Half a second. So slow. Oh, red, 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 red. Ooh, oh, in that case. Okay, so I just need to shift it along with the face. That's fine. When retracting the face, we have a marker retracting, but I don't actually shift it. I don't shift the face either. I just put movement on the. Oops. It's like I'm pushing them along with not the thing. Oh, right. So because the movement's different, I want that behavior to be different. So it's basically that the face is a bit weird, but whatever. Yeah, I did the movement in a different way for each of the two things. Now when I pull, I should red, red, red here, red there, yep, and we're done, and then we disconnect. Wonderful. Rotating things. Okay. Everything seems to be pretty good. That's working well. And what about if I turn? Perfect. So, do I want the behavior to be that I detach in this situation where we both can't move? We detach. Ultimately, something has to detach. Yes. Is it going to be confusing behavior? Or should we stay attached and you have to like continue from this point? Which I can't right now because it's broken. Like you can continue drawing. But what would you be able to continue drawing? I guess you'd be able to unwind. Then go detach. You'd have to go detach, you'd have to go up to the thing yourself. That too much of a restriction. Why don't I do that first since that's the easiest thing? And then if I'm just going to disconnect the thing and then keep, I mean, actually both are quite easy. So I can just change between the two later. I think I still have a problem where I can like draw this, yeah. That's definitely going to break everything. Look at that. I can leave a square of trunk behind. Oh, I still need to decide whether I want to allow those, like, turns like that. Let them take up the same space. It would be quite entertaining. Obviously, I need to fix stuff. Let's remove that red marker. And I can walk afterwards, right? Yep. So if I do this, this, do that, I can't walk because I'm still in like stuck mode. So I'm still in draw. No, I'm not in draw mode. I am in draw mode. What even is draw mode? Draw mode is when I've extended my trunk, and so I'm out of draw mode at this point. I need to switch back to draw mode effectively. My trunk is still out there. Yeah, okay. And probably the stuff here that needs cleaning up. Okay, so back out of draw mode, back into draw mode, if we're trying to retract the face and can't. Should the face still be moving? So if we have a face stationary marker retracting, then that's the situation. We want to go back to draw mode. Yep. And that might be everything. So face stationary. Well, we can even do elephant. Face stationary marker retracting. Then just put the elephant back into marker draw. Face stationary. Oh, I can get rid of the marker retracting this, I guess. Probably fine. Oh, what about the situation where we're toggling between the two? Oh, okay, I'll think about that in a second. So the situation is I'm pulling on that, I'm doing this, doing that, and I'll draw again. Okay. Okay, cool. This is fun. This is very fun. Oh, I can't disconnect. Alright, because I have to... no, wait, what? Oh, yeah. Disconnecting anymore. Yeah, that's right. That bit's, the bit at the end's not though. I think because everything's in a bad state, I think that's what's going on there. However, let me give that another go, just without everything being weird. So, that, do that, that. Yeah, okay, that's just fundamentally broken. I have a bug. Let me note that down actually, and what I can do, I'm smart about this, bug at 3:05 in my video. Face disappears. And then what was the other thing I was about to deal with? Let's undo a little bit. Oh yeah, I had a problem here, didn't I? Oh yeah, I couldn't unattach. Is that just a general problem I've got, or Oh yeah, I'm not unattaching. Okay, bug at 306 in my video. Don't unattach. Yep, I'm still stuck. And that should unattach if we go there. Good. Break free. There's a break free and then push that thing. Well, so that's interesting. If I attach to a thing, I can't push it. It makes sense because my trunk is stuck to it. Does that make sense? If I attach to a block and then try and push the block. I mean, the fact that I can push a block here implies that I should be able to push a block in other situations too. That's another thing. So pushing. Okay. Might as well just fix this stuff while I'm thinking about it, I guess. Oh, that's also broken. We just shoot the wall and then retract. I'm still drawing. Oh, probably because that thing I just added. Yeah, okay. Bug at 309 in the video. The bug is that after retracting, or what I say, shoot wall, retract, still drawing. Okie dokie. So weird. Okay, let's fix them one at a time. Bug 305, face disappears. I should have written what the cause is. What's the cause of the face disappearing? It was like, it was when I had this situation. I did that. Yeah, my face is. Why? Yeah, that slides up. That's correct. Then it goes wrong when retracting the elephant. Something goes wrong when retracting the elephant. Is there an does that happen regardless of like, that just a purely, well, that's fine because move the whole way. Still attach those, that's problematic. Bug. Oh, this is the bit where I find all the bugs. 311. Is that just always the case? Am I always just still attached? Okay, which is the same as 306, okay. Okay, so how do I cause this problem? Is it purely when there was an object there or something? I guess they have to get stuck though. What happens if it's you getting stuck? What if you're not involved? If it's just you getting stuck. I do same thing, this. Yeah, same thing happens, okay. Nothing to do with the other thing being there. Something goes wrong on the retraction. Let's slow down the turns. 5. And let's just set that up. I have to keep doing it. Oh my gosh, there's so many rules. We'll probably just do it with you, right? So we do this, this, put some spaces back in. And then put you there. Whoa, that doesn't really, why is that pulling me at all? No? Oh, it is. It's just slow. Okay. That is the problem. The thing goes wrong there. Stops. Like it moves me in the right direction. Just the face disappears. Okay, what's going on with this bug? Something's going wrong on that last turn. So I can just look at this. 296 happens. Figure out which way the trunk end should try to move. Right, so we probably figure out that we're going right. Yeah, it's 296, so we're going right. It's cool. 301. Thanks, good night. Good luck with the rest of Monster Snowball as well. I haven't finished the new version of Monster Snowball. I got stuck at some point. Okay, so what was happening? So 296 happened, 301 happens. Propagate face movement to elephant. Propagate face movement to elephant. That makes sense because the face is trying to move. So we make both the elephant and the face move. Yep, we're going in that direction. Cool. And it's in the right direction? Down. Yes, that's the correct direction. That's not the direction we're moving, it's the direction that the elephant and the face are in. It should be up. 3-1. Elephant, then face. Up. Powerfly. How? How is that even possible? Elephant and face, but there's no face there. Face is the yellow square, the elephant is the blue square. Why would that match down? Down, elephant, face. Shouldn't? Maybe I'm looking at the wrong turn. Maybe that's doing this turn, but still, why would it match that? Makes no sense. Let's just ignore the direction for now. Maybe it's just I'm misunderstanding something about this. Just one. Rotation. Whoa, this is not a rotation. This should not be happening at all. I guess that's the issue here. Right, because some of the rotation logic depends on the face moving perpendicular to the player, which is exactly what's happening in the situation. Or yes, exactly what's happening in the situation. Right, so I need to make sure this only happens for rotating. Yeah, this is rotation logic. Interesting. And in this case, it is matching up, I think. Why does it say down applied when it's an up-only rule? How does that make sense? Oh, am I running an old... Maybe I'm running an old version of the thing. We do this. One. Down applied. 3, 2, 1. Down applied. Why is that logging the wrong direction? Oh well, I guess. Very strange. So, okay, so these should only happen for rotations. Yeah. How can I make sure that's happening? We must be leaving something somewhere. This is rotation phase 1. Trunk is immediately blocked. We remove its motion. Okay. Or face, let's just say. Face is immediately blocked. This would be a good time for a backup. Sublime. Okay. So face, I can now remember how the rotation logic works. If the face is moving and there's a stationary crate, then we just stop the face from moving. Sure. If there's a face and there's face static, we stop the face from moving. Cool. Front can still move. The face can still move. Place marker on the player object. We just make them both perpendicular. But this is a situation where we're moving perpendicular and this shouldn't be happening. Okay. Ooh, okay. So how do I know if a rotation is happening? I should know already. I guess I could figure it out. Yeah, this is the problem. Okay. Problem is that I've written all the rotation codes assuming that perpendicular motion of the face and the elephant implies a rotation, which in this case it does not. So how do I say, I just need to early on say, oh, a rotation's happening, and then always check for that object. I think it should be fine. Which I guess I don't do. In fact, that sort of is the place where I'm doing it. Rotation phase 1 is where I'm, well no, it's not where I'm doing it. Oh, I always want to forget all this stuff. Where's the first time I do anything rotation based? Where's that taking me to? There. Yeah, I just don't know yet. Okay, so problem is, where's that problem? Yeah, here. Face can still move. In a sense, this is what I want. But no, I'm handling the movement elsewhere. Handling the movement down here. I'm making both making the face move Oh, maybe those lines are actually, that so far they've actually been relevant. Yeah. Okay, so maybe they're actually not a problem. Maybe it's actually a good thing that those are doing. So I want both things to move together. Okay. Feels bad, but rotation phase 3. Place marker to indicate where the structure rotate to. Okay, the problem is it's going to keep going through the rotation stuff. Another rotation. How do I distinguish the two? Okay, so what I should do is just keep rotation and this movement separate entirely. In which case, the bit that's running that I don't want it to, 3, 2, 1, here, needs to know at this point, is this a rotation going on? Therefore, I need to already have marked the player with a rotation is going on. How do I know if a rotation is going on? If the direction of movement of the player is perpendicular to the when do I remove the perpendicular motion from the player? Let's go back up right to the start. Basic elephant movement. Perpendicular player. Okay, I remove it right there. That's pretty interesting. Why do I do that? Okay, this is my I'm rotating. So maybe that's a good way of detecting. No, it's not. Okay, let's just put the marker down. Marker rotating. This is where I break everything. Layers, it can go on there because we're never retracting and rotating at the same time. So here I want to put a marker rotating on the player. During a rotation, the player's not going to move, so I can also just remove it in the cleanup thing at the end, I guess. Yeah, that should be fine. So marker rotating on the player. So then I'll transfer that over. So I won't transfer it, I'll check for it in these rules. And these rules? Maybe. Maybe. I mean, I did write this for rotation, so let's just do it marker rotating. And if the other thing doesn't work, I'll make that work. Like in that particular place. Station face, marker rotating. Oh, no, face doesn't have marker rotating. Oh, whatever, we'll leave that as it is. Player, marker rotating. Player, marker rotating. Player, marker rotating. Marker rotating. Player, marker rotating. Player, marker rotating. Rotating. Cool. I could just keep doing this everywhere I've got player in the rotating section. Keep checking for that so that I'm never doing this when I shouldn't be doing it. Yeah, at this point, for the face only, is that okay? Nothing here says anything about whether we're rotating. We are drawing. Yeah, okay, this would only happen if those other rules happened. I think we're okay at that point. then stop rotation. Guess I can remove the rotating in that situation. I'm also going to remove it at the end anyway. Rotation phase 2. Player marker rotating. Player marker rotating. Because rotation, right? Okay, this is another cancellation thing. Player marker rotating. Player marker rotating. Rotating. Then that's the end of rotation, right? So I can just remove it at that point. No, it's not. Player marker rotating. Player marker rotating. Yep. 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 Drawing, not rotating related. So I think we are done with rotation at that point, in which case maybe there. The marker rotating. Have I broken everything? Still rotate. I still rotate while okay, everything's slow. 5. All I care about is the rotating still working? It appears to be still working. We still got that problem. It's fine. Wait, no, do I have that one? Still drawing, yes, I've got that. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. We'll both of them at the same time. That, yeah, okay. Rotating's still working. That's nice. So back to this situation. Connect, go down, do that. Oh, now it's fine. That's all I had to do. Oh, all is good in the world. Okay. Cool. Bug fixed, which is face disappears. 2 more bugs. Next bug is can't unattach. So if I do that and then I get drawn towards it, I'm still stuck. Okay. Oh. Oh, that was after restarting. Right. Yeah. Okay. So why am I not unattaching? So where's the unattach logic? This should be easy. End retraction and unattach. That's the time. 5:30. So, stationary nostrils. Marker retracting face. Marker attached. Remove the marker attached. So is that happening? Let's find out. Let's do sound effects 0. Let's do it. Not happening. Okay, so something in here is not what I'm expecting. Which thing? Marker retracting, face marker attached. Let's see if it's, I could just like remove stuff. See when this does trigger. Oh, that's the wrong way to do that. Okay, now it happens. Okay, so it is that thing that's missing. Marker retracting. Why? Shouldn't it have followed the face? Retracting face, marker retracting. should have followed the face. It blocked by something. What's on the same layer as marker retracting? That's totally what's. That's what you get for sticking stuff on the same layer. I don't think so. Well, let's try it. Let's move it to a different layer. Yeah, nothing to do with that. Okay, so it's not the layer that's the problem. Down to it. So I guess what I should do is on that last turn, let's slow things down again. Let's do 3. On that last turn, find out what's happening between here and here. So that should be moving the marker retracting with my face. In fact, this also make the marker retracting red. It's there for a moment. It gets removed. Or on which turn? That turn. 454 gets run. Which is the elephant with a face and a stationary marker retracting. Becomes elephant marker draw. Oh, we get back into draw mode. This is the thing I just added. Okay, so if no this is conflicting with this. No nostrils. What's this one? Elephant, no marker moving, face moving. That's why we remove that. That should be fixed. Connect. Go back. We're disconnected. Yes. Connect. Go back. Disconnected. Has that also fixed this? Yes. Okay. 2 birds, 1 stone. Cool. Bring that back to 5. So I think that has fixed a bunch of stuff. So is this still working? That's still working. That's nice. Remove that red again. Transparent. Attach. Sure, let's do that. That happens. That's good. That's exactly as intended. Let's do this. That happens. Now let's do this. That happens. That happens. I like it. I like it. And push that over there. This and then that happens. Perfect. What else could I test? Do we have any other weird things going on? Like, what if I... No. What can I do? What's a weird edge case I can try? Nothing pulls in that situation. Yeah, that's correct. Nothing should pull in that situation. Okay. That though, something should pull 1 step. Then I pull. Oh, wait, no, it shouldn't have been. Yeah, that was right. Nothing should pull. Yep. Fascinating. Oh my gosh. Okay, those 2 bugs are fixed. Row 6 and still drawing, throw 9. And that means that is pretty much done. Retracting trunk back into elephant. What a milestone. I need some weird edge cases that I might not have thought of. Like the problem is I could just be doing the same things over and over and not realize there are problems. I mean, that's... Oh, okay, so there's the... Okay, we're not quite done, which is switch back to retracting nostrils and vice versa. Because in this case, what should happen is I get pulled and I start... Well, let's go back to what it was. In this situation, I retract the trunk, pull the blocks until they stop. It should pull me until I stop, but then the blocks can move again, so it should continue pulling them. Yes, indeed. How easy is it for me to set that situation up? This, this, this. Easy. Yeah, okay. Oh, this is so exciting. Oh my gosh, that is horrendous. Okay. Switch back. I need to make sure I don't end up in an infinite loop where I'm just switching back and forth between one retraction and the other one. If they both fail, one turn after the other, end to end. Oh dear, this is going to be quite hard actually. Maybe I shouldn't treat it as switching. I should treat it as both of them always happen. But if the nostril movement doesn't happen, then the elephant movement happens. Otherwise, the elephant movement gets cancelled. I think I should change it to that, so then it'll make it easier to do this. Because then it'll just loop again, and then the nostril movement will happen. There's no switching back and forth, no infinite loops to end up in, and everything will be good. Yep. How far into this jam am I? 12 hours. I'm over the quarter of the way mark. They haven't finished the mechanics yet. I haven't even put in, okay, there's going to be extra mechanics beyond this stuff, but it's going to be so much simpler than everything I've been doing so far. It's just like water that the blocks can fall into, or whatever. That is considerably easier than all this nonsense. So there could be a puzzle at some point that is about like the fact that, well, if you do this, which maybe you want to do at some point, but you don't want the elephant to get pulled along with it, then you have to like make a little thing like that so you can't get pulled along. That could make sense. It's so silly. Okay. Okay, so switching back. What actually just happened? Why did it just scroll so much? That was weird. Is anything? So can I set this situation up nicely? Guess all I need is one thing. Then needs to be here. So. Oh. Oh, I need that. Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's set that up. Those need to be in line with each other. And then PQ, QP. Is that it? Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. No, I want them to be further away so that I can see burst motion as well. That. Okay. So, I need to refactor stuff so that the nostril pulling happens and the face pulling happens, but the face pulling happens only if the nostril pulling didn't happen. And we don't do the whole switch between the two things. We're always doing both, but one of them doesn't happen if the other one happens. Okay. Okie doke. How easy is that? How is it done? How does any of this work? Retraction phase 1, and then retraction phase 2 is like right at the end. Yes. Retraction phase 2, really close to the end, followed by the cleanup. Retraction phase 1. Well, we're not drawing, and there are trunk nostrils in the world. We should retract that trunk. Yeah. Yep. Not drawing, and there are trunk nostrils. That's those trunk nostrils. It's not just trunk. It's where is it? I mean, yeah, okay, whatever. So that's the condition for like starting a retract. That makes sense. That makes sense. Figure out which way the trunk ends should try to move, but now we want two trunk ends. They're both we're gonna figure out which way they both move at the same time. We're just only gonna do one of the movements. So I should put the marker retracting on both sides, I think. I'll get face movement to elephant. Is that going to be a problem? Just have to remove it later, I guess. Maybe this could happen in phase 2, actually. That happened in phase 2. No, because that works out if we're going to be pushing a rigid rate. Okay. So do I want to put marker retracting on? Yes. Guess so. I could duplicate this, but no, let's do it on both. Because they are both retracting. It's just the one's not going to retract because the other one retracts. Yeah, that's fine. That's reasonable logic. So, so if we have a player with no marker draw and we have a face with no marker retracting, right? And if nostril just exists, why did that have to go in? That went in because otherwise I kept trying to retract the nostrils. Sort of what I want to do, but no. Actually, what does happen if I just remove that? Nothing good, I'm sure. Except it does exactly what I need it to do. Oh no! Maybe I should at least say face no marker retracting. Oh no, that's what it just was. I literally just removed. How on earth does this work? And can I trust it to always work? Clearly something in me said, that'll probably work. And that something was right. So if we're not drawing, i.e. we're retracting back in, and we have a face, and there's some nostrils in the world, then we put a marker retracting on the nostril. And then it gets, when does the marker retracting get sent to the side? Like later on down here somewhere. Push the face retracting if we're unable to retract from the nostrils. And then we do it, and then the next turn happens. Then why doesn't that just cause a problem? Well, I guess both just happen every time. And they can't go, yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's everything. Okay, let's just double check everything else works. So if we do like this, then we grab you and we do this, what happens? Exactly what should happen. And if we put you around here, and push it that way, and then grab this, and then go like, ooh, perfect. I do this. Can I? What I want to do is this, put you back, start here-ish, back, it up, Was it up here? Did that? Well, that's right. I was thinking those two would be attached. They aren't. Let's put these two together. Up here and get this in a position such that when I nudge it to the left, it will be in the way of the things. It moves, perfect. I will move if this happens. Okay. Oh. Yeah, that's it. So to unattach from there, I can walk up to it and then press thingy, and then it doesn't pull towards me at all. So I want to allow just walking up to it to unattach. No, let's leave it like that, right? I think I probably am going to make it so that once everything's stopped being able to move, like if we do this, and then both the block and the elephant got moved, I think I'm going to make that detached thing and then do the rest of the retraction. At least I'll put a note at the bottom to say that's done. That's still a thing I need to get to. Should nostrils detach when neither crate nor elephant can move? Then what's the other thing I need to deal with? It's the 2 turns in one space. Do I want to allow it or do I not want to allow it? Just because it looks pretty if you allow it, i.e. that's this, doing that, followed by that. Like I currently allow it, but it breaks all the rest of the rules. Or it doesn't. But I think that's just coincidence based on the direction of it going. Let's try here. Surprisingly. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, so it's like a chirality situation where if I go like this and like that, okay. But if I go like this, like that, it's not. Yeah, okay. We do the mirrored move. Okay, this is so exciting. We're so close to having something done. I think it's probably dinner time. Say, this is a good place to stop. Have some food, come back in an hour or so. So if I do another, let's say 5 hours tonight, that brings me to about 17 hours in. Ooh, am I going to have time to do everything? I mean, I don't have to do 48 hours, but I feel like it could take me that much time to get everything I want done. Guess we'll have to see. Okay, I'm going to have dinner. Yeah, see in a bit. 4 people who are watching. Okay, 3 people, I think, because one of them's me. Okie dokie. This stuff later.